Shut up and sit down.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
How's everybody doing? Everyone had a good weekend
Yeah.
and everything else. So, we have an exciting episode for you today, episode 3.
Yeah.
And as you can see, Johan is actually here. He's not digitized in. He has a bit photoshopped. We're actually in the Freja MMA HQ, which is actually my home. So
That's right, man.
So, yeah, we still haven't gotten the studio down yet. Still haven't put in the money.
No. But I mean, we're doing it for fun, so I think it's as it should be.
That would be the last thing that we actually put in is the money. So
Yeah.
We'll get straight into it, and we'll talk about what happened on the weekend at the recent UFC event. So
Oh yeah.
So this was a strange nights of fights. I mean, UFC on ESPN now, and a lot of weird finishes, a lot of weird fights, shall I say? But we'll talk about the two that is on the screen right now.
Yep.
So early on in the prelims, we saw Cowboy Cerrone beat Alexander the Great Hernandez.
Yes.
Aren't you sick of all the Alexanders being called the Great?
Yeah. I sort of figured they'd be done after he named the 12th CD Alexandria. The guy had a great mind, and he did a lot of great things. But
I mean, you haven't been watching UFC much, and
No.
you've seen how many Alexander the Greats there are so far. I count at least 5 that we've probably heard.
Yeah, but it seems like a must for anything that's Alexander these days. Yeah.
Just be called Alex, and then have a normal fight name, or be like Alex the Cat, or that works. So yeah, we saw Cowboy Cerrone come back to his old winning ways with just a spectacular, dominant performance.
Yeah.
I mean, that head kick at the end, and that was the final point to put him down. That was great.
Yeah, the striking was definitely leading the way the entire time for sure. He took a few hits, but no follow-ups, just hits, like singular.
Yeah, so a great in and out striking.
Yeah.
So there was also one throw there that was quite shocking. I mean, we were saying as a normal person taking that throw,
Yeah.
your shoulder would be dislocated or at least hurting for a while.
Yeah. But Alexander got back into the fight straight away. It's just my shoulder really twitched when I saw that. I was like, fuck.
You felt it for him.
Yeah, snap. Unless a man's arm would have broken there. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll talk about one of the strange finishes of the night, which was the main event, and the super fight, as everyone likes to be calling these fights nowadays. I'm seriously hoping this will stop now. All of these so-called. Okay, I do want one more super fight, and that would be Daniel Cormier versus John Jones.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That's the only super fight that should be made, really. So yeah, it was TJ Dillashaw coming down to flyweight to face the flyweight champion Henry Cejudo, and well, we didn't get to see much of this fight, did we?
Well, we got to see all of it, but
we did get to see all of it, but it was only
not much of a fight.
It was only 30 seconds long.
Yeah, 5th shortest fight in UFC history, right?
Was it a title fight? I think it was.
Oh, okay.
5th shortest title fight.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Erling Ober will be up there in the rankings at least.
Sure.
So yeah, I personally feel like it should have been let go. It should have been a bit longer. We should have seen how TJ could have got out of that scenario. And
you really reacted on the judge's call on that one.
Yeah. And this is the thing as well about the two mindsets. I mean, I've watched a lot of fights, and I know that people can come back from that. But what was your thoughts seeing it from the?
Yeah, my reaction was more of okay, stop. But yeah, it's up to the judge in those kinds of situations, I feel. And for me, it was it was ample time to stop. I feel it was the right time to do it.
So was it from the first knockdown? You was like, or what moment could you kind of pinpoint to the point of, if I was a ref, I would stop that fight?
Well, I don't know if it was a move or not, but TJ Dillashaw hit the mat unprotected, like he did no arm movements to stop his fall. His chin just ate the mat, and for me that was like, well, that seems weird. Why would you do that? And you're still getting punched in the back of the head while that's happening. So
Yeah, because I was seeing it more as a point of shielding your face from strikes, or kind of, because if I am turned away from you and one side of my face is to the ground and I'm protecting the other side of my head, you can't hit the back of my head. It is illegal. So I would say maybe that can be used as a protective stance. Obviously not for a long time, because the ref then says to protect yourself, otherwise the fight will be called. But I would say if I was a ref, I would definitely be in the vicinity to stop that fight. But I wouldn't have stopped it. When he did. So if anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, go back and watch it. It's 30 seconds of your life. Come on, you could give that up at least. So then we'll go ahead and talk about another strange finish of a fight, shall I say? So Gregg Hardy, and if nobody knows who Gregg Hardy is, he's a former American football player who got in a lot of trouble with some assault charges or some battery charges against his wife quite a while back. And I think I'm not sure here, but I think he was pulled from that sport because of that.
Might be the way.
I mean, it sounds like that's something that should have happened at least. So now he's gone into MMA and is fighting for the UFC, which a lot of people are against him from the get-go.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to prove yourself if you have something like that on your record, no matter who you are. So it seems fitting that people would be slightly against him. But I mean, looking at him come out, I can only say that the guy seems to have embraced the whole bad boy thing.
Definitely.
I genuinely hope that it's a charade, the whole stare you dead in the face kind of attitude. Because when you see in the second round, he sort of looks around a little bit and then he goes back into what I presume is his character. So
never saw him smiling coming to the octagon with a growl on his face kind of thing. So I also do hope that he's playing into the persona that everyone wants John Jones to be. Everyone wants John Jones to be the bad guy, but John Jones comes out, I love everybody, high fives and everything. I mean, it's a kind of the same thing. John Jones had a hit and run charge against a pregnant woman, but people seem to forgive him.
Well, most people get a second chance at things. It's not uncommon, at least. So we'll see where it lands. It's not that close to home, seeing as he's an American. I'm not personally vested in him or his personal life, other than how he fights.
I mean, I have never heard of him until I saw him on the Dana White Tuesday Night Contender Series. And then once I saw him fight, I was like, okay, he's a very aggressive fighter. And they were commentating saying that he was a, NFL. I'm not even sure if it was NFL. It might have been just a university state football team. But he was an ex-football player. And then I heard all this stuff about his domestic charges and things like that. So, but enough about the man. About the fight. So he fought
Pretty boy Cromer.
Yes, there you go. Even I forgot the name there. I went blank for a second. And the fight was going quite back and forth. I mean, it was definitely the longest fight that we saw Gregg Hardy in. He was hit by a few shots, and he was throwing a few bombs, but couldn't seem to put him away.
In the first round, he was definitely dominating the punching part of the round.
And then he was taken down.
Yes, but he threw way harder strikes, and Pretty Boy certainly looked worried there for a while.
Yeah.
So
as you can see by the top image there, Gregg Hardy got stuffed a takedown against his opponent and threw a knee to the side of the head while his opponent was still down. And as you can see by the unified rules of MMA, it says, well, it did change recently, or not. It was about a year ago, but not all states have changed it, because they do it state by state in America rather than being a national rule set. And that is that you standing up on 2 feet and putting a single hand on the ground does not mean you're a grounded opponent. So you can still knee someone. But then there's a lot of questions asked. What is a ground opponent then? To me, that picture at the top of the screen is a downed opponent. The guy is on.
And that's also after he got hit. So he was way further down, and he was actually having his hand on his head when the knee connected. So that's like up past impact.
So I've heard a lot of things about points. So if you have like 3 low body points on the ground, so a foot, a knee, and another foot, you're grounded. But if you have 2 feet and then a hand, then you're not. Which makes sense. So the knee connects. The referee goes to the side and screams to another official that if, what was his name?
Crowder.
If Crowder,
Pretty Boy.
If Pretty Boy couldn't continue, then he will disqualify Hardy.
So
that I think is a bad call as well.
It would have been preferable to be 100% sure that Pretty Boy didn't hear him say that, which there's a big chance he did. And in that situation, like if you hear that and you just decide to lay down, I can't fault you for that. That would be the judge's fault. But I'd like to be 100% sure he didn't hear that.
I mean, I'm not really sure who he was talking to at that point. I don't know if it was.
No, he was screaming to someone outside the cage.
I wasn't sure if it was to a doctor or maybe a head judge or something like that. But if it was to a doctor, then he could have easily asked a doctor to come in and then whisper it. And check if this guy can't continue, then I will disqualify him. Otherwise, if he didn't feel that harshly about it and didn't think that it was intentional, then I think they go by the amount of points that has been racked up in the fight so far, and they go off of that. So counting the points about how far they go. But crazy stoppage.
Very very controversial for sure.
And a little bit of information for everyone about what I think a ground opponent is, at least. But maybe one day we're going to get some sort of referee or something like that to go through a lot of the rule sets.
That'd be nice to have the sort of like blurred lines cleared out.
Definitely. So then we'll speak about what's coming up in the future, and I have been excited for this since the Alexander Gustafsson and John Jones fight. This has been like my next thing to look forward to, kind of thing. And that is what's happening in our hometown. So we are going to have the Swedish Championships happening for 2018, shall I say, because that's why the image up on the top says the Svenska MMA Ligan 2018.
Swedish MMA League 2018.
Yes. So what happens is throughout the year in Sweden, our amateur fighters fight each other around Sweden um, for um, or by promotions that are part of the Swedish MMA Federation.
Yeah.
So they get a amount of points for winning, for losing, for how they win, and they get judged by it by I think they get judged by some sort of team at the SMMA of, and then get points from it.
Yeah.
So it is literally like a league.
Yeah.
So then the 4 fighters in each weight division with the most points fight each other at the end of the league, which is what is coming up on Saturday. And then the winner of those fights becomes the Swedish champion.
Yeah.
In that weight division, and then has a chance then to go into the national team to fight at the World Championships.
Yeah.
Now, to me, I think that is a great way to get the Swedish amateur MMA fighters not only experience, but a great way to definitely have a great advantage as a good team.
Yeah,
as well.
So the way I understood it is that the league is made up of the different clubs practicing MMA, and so they formed their own league, and then they use this system to pick out the best fighters then to represent Sweden and just rate themselves to match up opponent and such in the Swedish system as well.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely worked in the World Championships in recent years. Sweden has been one of the most dominant teams.
Yeah,
and I think that's because we're not just putting out an ad in the paper and saying,
"Can you fight?"
We're gonna have tryouts for the national team kind of thing, which unfortunately I've heard that some countries are actually doing.
Yeah.
So we are actually.
Well, I mean, this has to be a colossal effort to get rolling. You got to get arenas. You got to sort all the fans, make sure everyone knows it's going on.
Yeah, definitely.
So they're doing a great job.
And I feel like it's one of our jobs to also promote not only this. I mean, this is a great idea for the other countries that do participate in the World Championships, but that a lot of MMA fans don't know what the World Championships are. They've never heard of them.
No.
And this is something that's been going on since 2014, with most countries that have a like a federation, a team of people that are looking that this kind of sport is being done right.
Yeah.
Each country that has a like governing body is allowed to compete in the World Championships.
Okay.
But that people don't know what it is, that's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not entirely sure of what it's about either, but I'm assuming that there's some governing organ that you said that says you have to have these sort of rules to be able to compete.
Yeah.
And I suppose it's working out as well. But I mean, for 5 years for a sport is pretty young still.
Yeah, I would say that too.
Yeah.
But it's just a thing of as well. I am a big MMA fan, and I would like to watch as much MMA of importance that I can.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be watching street fights, kind of thing. So with this being so hidden away, I feel like why is it so hidden away? It's people representing their country and fighting to the best of their abilities to win a gold medal in MMA.
Yeah,
that's incredible, and it should be promoted much more.
Yeah,
in my opinion. So if anybody is in Sweden or Västerås, to be exact, the semi-finals for the Swedish MMA League is going to be happening in Bombardier Arena in Västerås. And I know some people are like, oh, I would love to go and see MMA, but it's too expensive. This is absolutely free to come and watch.
Yeah.
So just come early. It starts at 1 o'clock. So come early, get your place, and watch some incredible talents, and you could be seeing the next Alexander Gustafsson.
Yeah.
Really
I
could
mean,
be.
where else would they be? This is the place to be if you're up
Exactly.
and coming in the sport.
Yeah. So then this will be happening on Saturday, and then on the Sunday is Fight Club Rush, which is it's a pro event, but the prelims to the event is going to be the finals for the Swedish Championships. So on Saturday, everybody's welcome. It's free. Come and watch. You should definitely check it out. And on Saturday, it is a pro event. So you'll get to see both the Swedish Championships, which is an amateur MMA, which is amateur MMA fights.
Yeah.
And then you will see a pro event as well.
Yeah. The day after then, on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why not check it out?
Yeah, I mean
that sounds like an incredible week of MMA.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm gonna be there. Like, what?
Yeah.
Why not?
Exactly. Why not? Exactly. Why not? So we could talk a bit about Fight Club Rush and the fights that have been announced.
Yeah.
So the main event is Tobias Harila versus Azevedo. I think is how you pronounce it. He is a Brazilian MMA fighter with around 30 fights in his bag.
Oh, that's quite a lot.
Yeah. So Tobias Harila is a young kid, former Swedish champion, former world champion in his weight division. And as I say, they are really through this process of the championship, you really find the best fighters to push and show the world what the Swedish MMA is all about.
Yeah.
So we have this whole event. The co-main is also two young guys that I've heard a lot of great things about. One being a Thai boxing champion, and one being a great MMA. I think he started in amateur MMA and then came up, and I'm not too sure. Don't shoot a messenger if I'm wrong, but I think they're both undefeated. Both go out for the finish, and it will be a great event. That's what I'm saying. So you just gotta check it out. We'll be there covering the card as well, and you can also buy it on pay-per-view. So just search Fight Club Rush and you'll find out all the information.
Yep.
What are you looking forward to on the weekend more? The amateurs and the championship, or the pro event?
I think I'm looking forward to the amateurs more actually.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot more of the, how would you say? It's a lot more obvious what's going on most of the time. I feel with the amateurs, with the pros, everything is so fast. Like I can't quite keep up yet with what's happening and stuff. So in the fight, that is. So the amateurs are very entertaining. I'd say yes, sure.
Yeah, and you see the pro fighters, they're fighting for their record.
Yeah. And
these amateur fighters, every one of them is fighting to be the best in Sweden.
Yep.
So you that really has to light a fire under them. So I feel like we're going to see a lot of action, a lot of heart, and a lot of determination in this championship.
Yeah.
So that should be really fun. So that wraps it up for today's special podcast, because we're in the same place.
Yeah, we're caught up with current and future events, and we're going to look forward to seeing you guys at the event, maybe, who knows, and at future podcasts.
You guys have no reason not to be there. No reason at all.
It's free.
It's free.
What?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just for sure it will be a great event. The people that are doing it are like we know very well, and I went to a Fight Club Rush last year, and it was the best MMA event that I worked on in the whole year.
Yeah.
So compared to bigger events, this was still like a great. They have a great production team. they really put their heart into it, and yeah, it was really, really fun. So make sure to go there, or at least check it out on pay-per-view. And yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up there.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me, Joanne, this time.
Thanks for the invitation, Riz.
He walked all the way here in the snow. I mean, can you believe it? That if that's not dedication right there, what is?
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you, Joanne.
Thank you, Reza.
And we'll see you next time. And remember, it's not a hobby, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.